This is Tom Asbury with the Viper Report market wrap video for after the close on December 29th. Want to touch base, show you some of the technicals as today's action. The market did correct as expected based on a few things that we'll go into shortly. Wanted to take a look at what the market internals, of course, they play a major role in what I've been telling you all year. And we'll be doing courses again in 2026. Not sure for how many years after that. Of course, it was the AD line analysis that projected new highs for the S&P and the QQQ in early May, as this article from Forbes.com suggests. And they kept us on the right side of the market pretty much since the October 22 lows. The weekly analysis still looks very strong on all the market averages. The New York Composite here shows you the action and the new highs that we got last week in both the AD line, S&P that is, as well as the NYSE All AD line. As I wrote earlier today in our reports, all have made new highs, which is suggesting another push to the upside and a potential acceleration, as since the lows we saw in April back in here, many people have been left on the sidelines. This is the daily chart of the SPY. We talked about the doji on Friday, lower close doji today. 20-day EMA is at 681.58. About 6 points below where we closed today, with the 50-day at 676. That's sort of the target for this correction. You can see the volume picked up a little bit, but is basically not give us any strong warnings. The S&P 500 AD line has broken out a number of times in the last couple of months, while everyone was worried about rate cuts and recession, etc. It's been plugging ahead, turned down today. It is a ways above its moving average, so we could see this pullback could last a little bit longer. If we look at the stocks only, also made a new high last week, as did the all. This action is consistent with the Qs. We see we hit this downtrend line here with last week's high at 625.52. And, AD line really confirmed it by sharply higher. Now, on a short-term basis, you can see the RS here is still in a downtrend and below its moving average. So right now, the Qs are not necessarily leading the market, but I think that could change as we get into 2026. Looking at the growth, that's the IWF, Russell 1000 growth to 100 Russell 1000 value, it closed below its 20-day EMA. No real clients, a major top. We had some divergences here in the MACDs at the highs, so that's why we added a position in the IWD a few weeks ago. So we're watching it. We should get a bounce here from this level right here. You can see that as the growth stocks were correcting in 22, based on my analysis of the AD lines as well as the RS and OBV, it was a time for value to lead the market higher. Crude oil did great, but you can see since then growth has been leading until recently. In the past year, I've convinced many of you to look at the data, not the commentary. This was, I think, from October of 2025. You can see there's a bunch of, fairly negative commentary. Jamie Dimon, MarketWatch, NASDAQ, and Yahoo Finance. Absolutely a market bubble. Obviously we all know at this point they're incorrect. But the data usually gives you the right sign. This came out just before the QQQs made a nice little bottom before they pushed again to new highs. There are real no major warnings still in the rally. It's been a crazy shot. We had a high in October. This was the bearish articles I was talking right about here. Pushed to new highs, and then, had a pretty deep setback here. But still the VIX and the VXN, are below their moving averages and still in downtrends. Okay, so, these sort of levels we're watching, for signs that the volatility has increased, which will typically mean a deeper correction. You can see for the VIX right around 18 there. For the NASDAQ Composite, you can see the number of stocks making a new high, peaked in October and has formed a series of lower highs. Basically that warns of a correction as we head into 2026, but really typically that'll be triggered by a surge in the number of new lows. 199, get over 500, we'll start to get more nervous. Similar outlook for the NYSE, only 22 new lows today, massive resistance here in about the 250 area. Not as much of a divergence there, but given the year we've had, that is not surprising. Interest rates, look at this chart of the 10-year note yield. This trading range since September appears to be a pause in the downtrend. They were lower again today. They were all lower last week. MACDs on a daily basis have rolled over. 4.050 is the pivot for December. And, if you use measuring, this would suggest, we could get a break of the 4 level, pushing us down, well below the widely watched 4% yield. As I was about ready to record, this chart of ITB, the home construction, shows you how well the yearly pivot analysis works. So get a weekly close above the yearly pivot. That level is good for the entire year. We'll be focusing on those yearly pivots as we end this year. You can see we closed above the yearly pivot in early 23. Stayed above it through all of 23, all of 24, and then in 25, we dropped below it right in here, at around 109, and we did play this rally to the upside, but we closed back below the yearly pivot here in October, and we're currently out. So we're focusing on the pivot for next year, which tentatively is around a little over 99. So we'll look for that. Currently, the weekly studies are still negative. Precious metals had quite a day. The selling increased, as ahead of the open. We were down about 3% in gold and down, now 4.35% on the day. You can see that, it's been quite a run. We've been long for the last couple of years and, took some profits a little early here and we have 2 positions on. I'm not sure this was the top. So you can see the new pivot is, at 400 and we closed just below that. So we'll be watching the rally. The volume increased, but not nearly what it was, on the way up. One other indicator I follow on that, which is pretty interesting, this is the $GVZ, the CBOE Gold Volatility Index, and we were looking for this push up. So, it was a great indicator back in here. It went from 18 to 33. Finally, looking at the closing AD numbers, it was much more negative early in the day. 1025 up, 1712 down. Weaker on the NASDAQ Composite. 292 lows there, 67 new highs. So we're still not in the danger zone yet. And, pretty much healthcare was up, and materials and real estate as well as energy was up early but closed lower. Hope you found this beneficial, and we may do them in the future if you find them helpful. Have a great week and a Happy New Year.